Okay, we're back. Let me go ahead and throw my links in the Discord, and then we can get to work. Okay, I think we're good to go. So we made some progress on this. I'm almost wondering if I should rework the placeables. So here's a placed box. Here's an item box that I can pick up, just like my hammer I can. Then I can pick up this. Now the thing is, obviously this takes up the whole screen. When you're holding it, this box is obviously not the finished product, finished mesh, but the problem with having it in the hand is I've also got to then have a preview of where it goes, and I don't want to have to worry about like where meshes line up in your hand. Like tools and stuff can pretty much always go in the same spot. They're going to be in your hand. But boxes and all these other placeables, things that you can place, like they're going to be different sizes. They're going to be completely different. Like this. If I pick up this campfire, that looks like that. Okay, that's not too bad. I can place it somewhere I can see. But the moment I switch to a box, suddenly it's a bigger mesh. It's not, you can't see. It takes everything up, takes up the whole screen. So then we're running into issues of having it, having to like put meshes in different spots. Plus, like, what if you're trying to place like a giant lamp post? That just doesn't work. So I think what we do is we actually don't add it as a child. We don't put it in the hand. Set current tool does this. We do current tool dot add to hand. We do that. Then we add child. I've already had too much coffee, but I might grab some more. Be right back. I think instead we just need to do our, we just do a preview instead of where it's going to go. And I'm wondering if we, for every placeable, we just create a placeable preview. This is items. Okay, items, placeables, scenes, equipables, placeables. So we have fire pit. We do a fire pit preview. Something like that. Do I do a new scene or do I have the same scene? And just have all the logic of the preview in the scene as well. Okay, let me think about this. We have, what do we have here? Let's think about how we're doing this. So, right now, if I pick this up, okay, nothing happens. It doesn't add it to the hand, that's good. Set current tool is where? Okay, right there. Equals equipable. We instantiate that. Do we need to do any of this? New tool path. Trying to think, does instantiating do anything? Like, I'm wondering, does this load stuff into memory that I then have to free, or... Because this grabs the scene path. Then we do set current tool. Maybe we do func set current placeable. Something like that. By the way, we got an ad on Twitch starting soon. Blakey Guy, what's up? How's it going in the YouTube chat? So the question is, do I break these into separate things like tools and placeables? If we're instantiating here, we could do something like we have build, gather, weapon, special. Am I trying to do something there? Or am I trying to do... item to item types equipable. Item types, equipable, none. Okay. How do I want to do this? Because the scene itself is a placeable one. But we don't know to check if it's a placeable. Wait, let's look at equipable. Oh, this is still called this. Let's rename this. Okay, this is where we have special and all that. Okay. What was it again? Type. Equipable dot equipable type dot let me think. Should we do this in the tool type? I was thinking about doing it as a preview, but maybe. Now I'm thinking, let's see here. What do I do when I look here? Interactable type. Toggle. This is currently set as a weapon for some reason, the fire pit. Special. And maybe we should even just change that to in placeable? No. Inequipable. Maybe we should do placeable. Type is now placeable. Interactable type is toggle. Stone hammer, what are you as? It's not a placeable, so all it has is build. Perfect. Box. Type, placeable. Interactable type, inventory. This is already just getting so crazy with the amount of stuff I'm having to do. So now if I go to my player script, we do have this. So we could do if tool dot type is equal to equipable dot equipable type dot placeable. Then we could do set current placeable. Okay, now set current placeable will do something different. First we do clear tool. Current tool equals new tool. Okay, so now we can do checks for this, but let's do tool does not equal null, and current tool is placeable. Okay, now we need some sort of, we have the hand attached to the camera. We can do a spring arm 3D. access that as a unique. Okay. Let's go into 3D, see where this is. Visible collision shapes. Okay, I think I need that to be... still can't see it. How do I see where this thing is? Let's do CSG box. Okay, that's there. We will move it out there. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Think. Yes, okay. We're going to call this placeable snap. This thing we can access as a unique. Okay. Now, placeable snap is actually what is going to be. Let's see here. This needs to be aligned. We need to do like a raycast down, I guess. From here or something. TYM, what's up, man? Did that even come through? I don't know if it did. Sometimes my sound effects don't work, but... Okay, we have set current tool, and then we have this. Then what we can do here is placeable snap dot add child new tool. Where is it? Placeable? Add to hand. We can do add to hand. Okay, we will try this. Got the morning slot now, I see? Yeah, ever since the big move to Finland. Right now, for me, it is 3:12 p.m. Okay, so we have our box. Okay, it is there. We can't place it or anything, but it is there. Then I switch to that, and that does that. Okay. Clear tool should be also in for I in placeable get children first we're gonna do toggle build menu. Just because, and then we're gonna do i.queueFree. Get children. No. i.queue free. Working remotely now or got a local job? Working remote. Only like part-time though, which is a little bit sketch because I do need to be making money, but we are, I have enough runway where I do feel fine at least. Okay, nice. That got rid of that. Let's do, but yeah, I have part-time work. Luckily it is also pretty, it's not cheap to move because moving is just expensive in general, but living in Finland isn't that expensive once you're settled. I've had a lot of expenses early on, which is a little annoying, but okay, this is too long. Like it's, like even just getting my apartment, I had to do a lot bigger security deposit because I'm an American citizen and I don't have any credit here in Finland. So like just a lot of money going out the window for now. Obviously I can get that back, but so it was a little sketchy showing up here and just spending money constantly. Yeah, everything is pretty cheap here. Yeah. It's not the country of $7 Big Macs. Yeah. Well, I mean, so some stuff is... Groceries are fairly cheap, except for my diet makes it a little weird because I can definitely eat way cheaper than I am now, but I'm also fairly lazy. So I get like packs of meatballs and like mostly meatballs. I eat so many meatballs. But like what I'm eating isn't the cheapest, but in general, if you're smart, you can get groceries pretty cheap. And then like rent here, like you can get an apartment in Oulu for like 500 euros a month, like a pretty decent one in a city. Oulu's not like a huge city, but it's decent. Mine is more spendy, but it's also like a pretty nice apartment. Like this place has been solid. I need to fill it out, but it has like a sauna in the apartment, which is great. I've only used it twice though. I need to use it more. Maybe I'll do that today. But pretty dang good. Yeah, I'm in a small town and it's $1,300 for one bed. Dude, yeah. Like, so I lived in Washington before. It's just insane the amount of rent. Like I had a really good deal because I was living at a friend's house. Like super good deal because I was paying like $700 with 2 roommates, of course. But like for an apartment, I think in town apartments were like $1,500 to $1,700 a month for like studio apartments, which is insane. So here, obviously, like 500 euros, that's, I don't know, $550 or 600, somewhere in there. But not bad. For a regular job, $700 is like a week's pay. Yeah. It's so insane. Like I look at housing prices out here and that's a really nice thing. Obviously wages are also flatter here. Like people don't make as much. But like the part-time work I'm doing, as long as I'm getting enough hours, the part-time I'm doing in the States is enough to cover rent completely. Like as long as I'm getting the hours. If I'm getting even more hours, I can't really do too many hours, but if I'm doing more hours, then I could live off of part-time here. Yeah, it is pretty sweet. I just need to be getting more hours because it's also been very crazy moving here. I've had so much going on, so I just haven't had the hours yet. But now you just get 2 part-time jobs? Yeah. Well, the nice thing is like the part-time job that I'm doing is obviously for a company in the States, so they're paying American money, you know. Because there's a lot of jobs out here where it's like, you know, I don't know. I was like, if you're just getting a job at a grocery store or something part-time, you'll be making like 8 euros an hour or something. And it's just like, oof. But if you're working for a company from the United States, remote, you can make United States money and pay Finnish rent. Wouldn't you have to pay US taxes and Finland taxes? Yes. But it's not as crazy as you would expect. So United States does still tax you if you're an American to a certain point when you're living in another country. So even if I was working for a Finnish company, I would still have to report my taxes. But the US has a trade agreement with Finland where as long as you're making under, I don't know if it's like 200,000 a year or something, then they won't tax you if you're working for a Finnish company. But because I'm working for a United States company, they will still tax me a little bit. They won't tax the full amount. So Finland will tax me fully, and Finland has pretty high taxes. But the United States will only tax me like my Social Security tax, I think. I think that's the only one. 200K, watch out, don't want too many hours. Yeah. Honestly, if I'm ever making 200K, then that's a good problem to have, I feel like, you know. So currently I am definitely not making 200K. So yeah, I wouldn't mind having a giant tax burden if it means I'm making a giant amount of money. Although in the United States now, even like 200,000 is obviously a lot still, but it's not like insane because inflation is so crazy and everything costs so much. There's a bunch of people making 100K who are like, you would like 10 years ago 100K would be like really good, and now it's like not really, depending on where you are, it's not really that great, which is insane to me. Trying to figure out how to do this snap. Maybe I can just go up into process. Let me just try this for now. Working on that electrician union test. Nice. A few years and I'll be close to that, I hope. Yeah, dude, that's great. I wish I had something. Oh, this is... Okay, that's not working. No, I wish I had... Hey, Lunchbox, what's up, man? I wish I had learned a trade or something. Although out in Finland, it's weird. Like, if you know a trade, it's not nearly as good money out here. In the United States, there's so much construction that, like, being an electrician or a plumber is actually really good. But they don't really have the same growth in general, growth mindset. Like, none of that. That's why the housing is so cheap and stuff, because it's not like part of their economy, really. Like America, the housing market like is the economy for some reason. Didn't learn a trade. I just took a class a few months ago. Really? Okay. I remember you mentioning that, but so from there, then you are part of the union. And then you can become an apprentice? Is that how it is? Union is taking forever to get into. Yeah. It seems like that's the case. So my brother worked for the elevator union, like elevator installation union, whatever it is. And it took him like a year or something to get in. And then he worked it, got really good money for like a year and hated it and quit. And went to another job where he ended up the job that I was working at before moving here. And much more chill, because apparently elevator installation is just the worst. But gotta wait months for a test, then another test. And I hear they start you out at like 55% pay. Okay. But I mean, union trade jobs... Yeah, that's going to be good. And it's not something that's going to get automated away in the next 10 years, as far as we can tell, which is good. Because I am so annoyed by the fact that I just started getting pretty good at code, and AI is now really good at code. And it's so annoying. It's like I just learned this. And now robots can do it? Come on. Plus, a job like electrician, you can see what you're doing. See what you're building. Which is always satisfying. Like, my favorite job, or the most fun I've had at work, was when I was driving a forklift moving material around. Because I could just see what I was doing. First of all, it's fun to drive a forklift, but also you can see your work. Like, I was just loading people's trucks with a forklift. But it was good. Satisfying. If only it paid well. But okay, this placeable snap thing. First of all, let's go to here. Make that like 5 meters. Forklift jobs were amazing, dude. Yeah. Just a good time. Okay, so that works. How am I doing it in my other code base? Let me check. Okay, I had this in the player or the build preview script. Sorry, one second. I'm gonna take a look at my other project real quick. Update snap position. Okay. Looks like AI generated this code last time anyway. For this kind of thing, this is where I do use AI. Driving fork is fun. I do it illegally in my warehouse. There we go. Yeah, the guy who like did my training for the forklift, all he did is he was just an older guy working at the lumberyard. And it had been like I'd been working there already for a while, and they were like supposed to get it done. Like, I needed to be on a forklift because I was hand loading stuff. And they're like, well, you need to be trained first. And so finally this guy's like, all right, come over here, shows me a forklift, and he goes, this makes the forks go up, this makes the forks go down, this goes side to side, blah, blah, blah. All right, you're good to go. And I was like, okay, sweet. It was like literally like a minute and a half. He's like, all right, yeah, just make sure you're not going crazy. But it was really satisfying when you get good at forklift. It's just fun. It's like a little piece of machinery you can run, but it's not super complicated. Okay, so I have this code. I'm gonna pass this over to ChatGPT. All right, let me just explain it. Let's see. I have a Godot project. Okay, when a player has an item equipped that is placeable like a small box, I have that item added as a child to a raycast 3D node. I think that's what it is. Oh, spring arm 3D. This way the player can see where the box will be placed as the spring arm collides with the ground. But the box is aligned to the spring arm, so it doesn't point downward and align to the normal of the ground. What's a good way to do this? Oh, I don't have the pro account anymore. All of my payments and stuff just stopped working when I moved to Finland, so. Oh, okay. Actually, this does give me a pretty good idea of how to do it. So what I can do is I can move this here. Let's also just... let's change that to that. We'll do... we'll do this. Placeable snap. And actually this can be up there, I guess. I don't even know if I need that. Yeah, we could do that. Or var spring arm 3D. So now I can go here, I can do spring arm, placeable spring arm. Okay. Then I can do function process global position equals spring arm dot global position. Then in our player we do placeable snap dot add child. Okay. Uh-oh. spring arm dot Okay, we can't just put it in the global position. Let's look up spring arm 3D. Okay, better idea. Node 3D, add to this, and then we do placeable spring position. We can do that. Add export var spring position node so that's a child. Now this placeable snap can have the spring position node. There we go. Now we do have some issues. I think. Yeah, it's hovering off of the ground. And I believe that that is because all of these will be hovering off of the ground then. Let's try well, I guess we could do this. 0.2, and then this is just at negative 0.1. That should put us in line with the ground. There's some weird jankiness. And there's still some places where it doesn't. Oh, well, instead what we do is this thing can still be 0.5. Spring position can be 0. Okay, so I can go up and down there, but I can't. Okay, so it needs to be Z. Yep. So now it can't go up and down. But what I can do is I can do a raycast down from there. Okay. Got to remember how to get a raycast collision point here. Do I need to do a... Can I do a raycast 3D? Oh, okay. Our raycast 3D. Minus, let's do -3, I guess. Collide with bodies. Var position vector 3 equals in the global coordinate. Okay. Okay. Wait, what does it say? Get if raycast dot is colliding actually we can do this here. Double checking it for no reason. I don't know if this if it can change in between calling the function or not, whatever. Okay. Broken. Is colliding on previously freed instance. Why is this null now? Ah, because we're clearing this. Why is that not colliding? Also, why is it? Equals spring arm position node dot global position dot y. Let's also make sure that this is not. Let's do -2 there. Oh boy. Why is this so annoying? equals spring position node global position. So when we do this, then we do get some weirdness. Like it's floating, right? Then we're getting that. What does add to hand do? Why is this being like this? I don't like that. From variant to variant, wait, variant. Global position to see how this looks. Okay. Okay, that's a lot better already, just by lerping it. Okay. Okay, we're gonna try something like this. Equals lerp. Whoops. Global position dot y. POS dot y 0.1. This might mess things up, but that's fine. We need to do this. get some crazy music going. What is going on? Let's try this. Near make. Oh. Z. Ah. Z. Ah, it gets stuck there because the raycast is still it is colliding because dang, okay. Okay, now we go back to this. This song is a bit too much. Okay, so what happens if we do placeable, put this at 0.2, spring position at negative 0.1, and then we just lerp the position. There's got to be better ways of doing this, but okay, we're still floating. This is kind of cool, though, to be able to move it like this. Let me try this. Okay, let me think about this. We've got then let's try this. Okay, this seems to work. We can delete that. This will work for now. Then in our player script, we can get rid of that. Copy this. Need to go back to where is our other left click. Actually, let's just grab it from here. Copy this. Get rid of that. Go back up to our left click. So this is if the UI state equals inventory open, then we do this. So this is if we're building. So maybe I can do if building do. So building stuff below. Something like this. Placing the placeables below. Now, our equipables have item left click action. So like our stone hammer. JD does dev. What is up, brother? How have you been? Been good. You know what's hilarious is I just found, what was I doing? I can't even remember the specifics, but it was yesterday. I was looking for a question or to answer a question I had on some programming thing, and I came across your video covering it. I can't remember what it was. I'm trying to remember, but it was just yesterday. And I was like, oh, this is JD. How have you been, man? I have had a ton of... I don't remember last time we caught up, but I've had a ton of life stuff happening, so I've been extremely inconsistent with streaming. And mainly because I moved all the way to Europe. I moved to Finland. But I'm just now getting back to it, so... Hopefully it's something I didn't bork. I think it was fine. What was it again? It was... Trying to remember. Okay, it was... Oh, it was just light flickering with the fireplace. That's what it was. This thing right here. Making the light flicker. And it works. Right now, I'm trying to figure out how to do my placeables, like placing boxes down, because that's been that's something I have in my other game that I'm pulling a lot of this stuff from, but I'm trying to rebuild it in this new world that I'm building here. Been good working on a really ambitious project that isn't game dev. Okay. I've had here, let me get my music going again. I've had a business project that I'm working on because I just moved to Finland and I'm starting a business here, like a product that I'm building. But I'm not entirely sure when it will be done. It's not crazy ambitious, but glad to see it, yeah. Did make one mistake in that vid. I don't think you need the noise 3D, noise 2D. I think I used noise 2D anyway. I kind of skimmed through it because I had seen I got the video from the comment section where you, on Reddit, where you were saying you were going to make a video, or that you made a video. So then I saw that after. But I had already looked through the comments, so I kind of used that plus the comment that you based the video on. But we've got I'll show you my project right now, which is mostly a survival. Ooh, why is my preview still there? And why can I still build? Oh, you know what? Probably because I changed up this left click thing. Where am I setting this? Toggle build state. Is the box set as a build? No. HB. Change tool. Oh, I need to go to the player for this. Set current placeable. Should do clear tool. Oh, I probably should just do this. No matter what. Let me see if that fixes it. Yeah. Okay. I should do a better like state management system, but yeah. I'm also building a business and being very, very ambitious, trying to get an MVP up and running. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to as well. I'm having, the problem is I'm not like, so it's a web, basically a SaaS product that I'm trying to build. But I haven't done a full like, you know, web. I'm using, what am I? I'm using Next.js and Payload CMS, and I'm still like pretty new to it. I have it working, but I've also been having to rely pretty heavily on AI. And I need to get more work done on it, but I'm also kind of stuck a little bit, and I'm waiting for one of my programmer friends to potentially help me out. Although I could probably figure some of the stuff out. But I still need to like I still need to actually set up my business here in Finland to be able to make it work, so it's not like, it's not that big of a deal, but yeah. We'll see. I'm also, like, my business plan is to have a product released, maybe have multiple products released, but then also do just consulting if possible. Even just, you know, basic web work or something. You copying me? Totally semi-vibing mine. Claude has been my best friend. Yeah, the big problem that I'm running into is I'm losing, because I'm not super familiar with Next and Payload by themselves, then the vibe coding makes it more difficult to understand what my project is doing. Creodrop.com. Is this already in progress? Okay. So this would be like a hosting? But like, I guess what would that be called? Like, is this almost, here, let me pull it up. Is this like, okay, launch. Almost like, what would you call it? Like how WordPress, is it .org or .com does it? Where it's like, it's just for hosting WordPress sites or something like that. Think along the lines of Squarespace. Okay, okay. Quite a few people signing up. Nice. Okay. Are you doing, I guess, how are you doing, like, the domain, like DNS and all that? Like Squarespace, but for Drupal sites. Features from your browser. Nice. That's cool, though. Ambitious, but cool. Haven't fully decided that. I'd eventually like to offer domains as a reseller, But for the MVP, it'll be more bring your own domain. Okay. And then it's been a while since I've even launched a site before, so I'm trying to remember. Do you basically just point to whatever servers? I can't even remember. It's been so long. So people would hook up their own domain. But that's sweet, dude. Yeah, my tool that I'm making is more, it's basically a construction industry tool, but on a small scale. So just for estimating like house plans and stuff, if you're estimating materials for house plans, which is what I used to do at my old job, so I know what it needs, and I can make a fairly cheap product for that. And so that's what I've been building. But the last couple things I need are like to really set up the user like systems right now. Like I need to make sure I've got an email provider so then we can do like password resets, just basic like account management stuff. The product itself works and works totally fine, and it's just web-based. And then I need to fix some issues with the subscription, because it's a subscription product, but it's not quite working. I need to figure out how to use Stripe better. But that is really cool. Are you still doing game development? Because I don't know, I haven't seen you live. Of course, I haven't had time to even like look at streams until like last week, basically. I've streamed off and on a little bit while I've been in Finland, but I've been here for like 4 months now, or 5 months. And it's just been crazy because I've been getting set up here. But got the infra completely built with the exception of billing, and I can spin up a site from an image in seconds. The hardest part is creating the site templates so that customers have options to build things that don't all look the same. Yeah. How are you doing that? Are you going to do full templates, like this is a full design, or are you going to do more component-based? Like you have or maybe both, but like you have color schemes you can pick, but then there's just UI components by themselves or something. What's up, Sungeki? Good to see you. Good morning. Taking a break from games to build this, but I'll hopefully get back to it after this takes off. Okay. Yeah. Here, 1 second. Gotta check. Yeah, I'm just now like, I'm glad that life has calmed down just enough for me to be able to get, you know, back to work on this, on game development. It's just too much fun. I love it too much. And I love streaming because I love seeing you guys. It's hard because I'm in a different time zone, but sometimes I can still see people. Like right now, it's morning time for in Washington State, where I normally stream from. So now I can see people that, you know, normally would see me in the evening. Combination, I'm working on a few different themes that will have some default content so that customers can see what the site can look like. But I'm building out about 60 to 70 components that customers can use to build pages with drag and drop. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because even like, I'm trying to think in like the React space, there's all these component libraries like this. The Shad CN is the one I see all the time, but it's like they just have a bunch of UI components that they've built out and their UI libraries. And if you just had a bunch of these plus maybe theme, like general themes as well, then yeah, having drag and drop would be perfect. because you could just choose from them. I mean, you know, a lot of that's kind of the Squarespace thing, although I haven't done like a Squarespace site in a while. I don't know how much actual options they give. But also, if you can go in, like you were saying something about going into the code as well. If you can customize a little more, if you know how to program, then that's nice too. What camera do I use to stream? A really terrible $20 webcam. I don't even know what it's called. It's terrible. I need to upgrade it eventually. But I just looked for the cheapest one on Amazon that I could find like 5 years ago or something and got it. Using ShadCN for your dashboard. Okay, yeah, perfect. I think it's good. That's why I'm asking. Well, perfect then. It's cheap. It has worked for as long as the issue that it has is in poor lighting like this. I think it's bad because I don't have any lighting on my setup at all. I could try to figure out what it was. Pretty sure I bought it on Amazon, so. I thought I bought it on Amazon. In 2020, what did I buy? Let me see if I can find it. I bought a ton of boxing equipment in 2020. Okay, I think that's all from 2020. Was it 2019? Yes. Microsoft LifeCam HD 3000 for business. Let me see if I can pull up. Oh, okay. Now they're showing like $45. I thought they were way cheaper when I was buying them. But you can find probably a similar, maybe these are like older and so now the newer ones are cheaper or something, I don't know. Because it's from a while ago. But HD 3000 LifeCam. That's post MVP, but I'll be hooking up Git so that devs can work on their sites locally. The big differentiator between Squarespace and me is that you can easily migrate off of my service and go somewhere else. So it's all open source. Nice. Yeah. All right, off to work for me, but leave an alert. Good to see you back. Hey, you too, man. Good to see you again. And good luck with that. Keep me up to date. See how it goes. But yeah, have a good one, JD. Good luck at work. Thanks for the info. Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, there's cheap webcams now, like cheap, solid webcams. This one, like I said, the lighting is pretty rough with it. So, okay, what was I trying to do? Oh, we have our equipable. Left click action. Stone hammer does that. Box has this, which is, this is handle action. So this is when you This is when you press E on it. In fact, let's go to placeable. Override in your placeable. Then equipable has this. We have add to hand and deploy. This is in placeable, okay. But equipable has the left click action and right click action. What is it again? Item. Okay, this is kind of bad, but sign up for updates and you'll be up to date. Let me do that actually. Nice. That's a pretty seamless. Nice. Okay, good to go. Okay, left click action. This is box. Oh, placeable. You know what? This should be in placeable actually. Or do we need to do so self.reparent? So now if I go to player, let's move this down. Okay. Okay, if player current tool is placeable, actually let's do player dot current tool dot handle or item left click action. So I click, this does nothing. I go here, I can place, put that away, and then I'm here, and I place. Nice. And I've deployed it now. Sick. Okay. Then I can pick that back up. Oh. We do need to actually remove it from the inventory, otherwise you can pick up multiple and then... This is if right click, which really this is going to all go into so like for the hammer, stone hammer, this needs to be equipable. Okay, we're gonna do this. Now. Player.current UI state does not equal inventory open. Where is my left click happening? Oh. Okay, so inventory open, then we do all of this. Player.current UI state equals player.UI state dot closed. This is did not equal inventory open. Okay, we're probably breaking a bunch of stuff, but oh. Now we don't have any previews. Left click. If it's equal to inventory open, okay. And UI state equals UI state.closed. We have all this stuff here. Left click action. Equals player.UI state dot build menu open. I've got something in my state that's wrong. Yeah. We're doing click, left click, if it does not equal null and it equals UI state closed, then we do that. Okay, let's see what's going on. We've got something messing up. Closed, closed, closed. Closed, okay. I can just kind of keep placing stuff. Build state is showing false, but I can still build. Okay, we're doing this item left click action. So in Stonehammer, we need to do if global dot player bar dot build is building is equal to false, think we can do that. Why is that no longer? Let me look. Input actions. That's right click. Where's my left click? Okay. If build menu visible equals true or player dot is building equals false. I think I just need to put this back in there. Is building equals false. We can get rid of, I think. Still false. Wait, does that return out of the entire physics process? I guess what is Because am I pressing these and then... Normally, okay. Print works. Works. Why is my is building? Where is this getting set? Toggle build state. Equipable type build. Why did this get set? It's a hammer. Okay. Okay, now this won't click. What happens if I get rid of this? Okay, so we need to keep that. Nice. Okay. So when we place something, drop item, we do this. Drop item, index. How do we... We could do decrease stack at index. Quantity, yeah, we'll do that. Global player var inventory decrease stack at index, and this will be 1, and global player var Why is this not working? Wait. We don't want that return there. Yeah. Because here we're trying to do remove item at index. Okay, nice. We have placeables, we have building. We're getting there. One day at a time. Obviously, you still can't change that, so let's go to add, go here and we do scroll up, okay, scroll down, add, rotation degrees. Let's do a input dot is action. Okay. Placeable. Oh, whoops. Oh wait, global rotation dot y is equal to or equals spring arm or spring position node dot global rotation dot y plus okay. Radians. Let's do something like that. Yeah, that works. Okay. Okay, this box still doesn't. It needs to actually match. Let's make this a little longer. 4, I think, will be good. Yeah, that's about as far as I want you to be able to place things. Uh-oh. We need to make sure you can't put it unless it's... placeable snap. Now we do need to disable this. Okay, let's see here. So, when we switch, we do the change tool. Then we could do ground check dot enabled equals true. Enabled equals false. Just so this isn't firing at all times. Print raycast dot enabled. True. Turn that off. False. True. False. 2. False. Okay. Okay. Nice. So that's shouldn't be firing at all times. Okay, we can still place it. So on our left click, left click action, then we need to do if global player var dot placeable snap. Can place. Can place. I don't like having to do this, all of this stuff. Okay, player. In our player script, we need to pass that in. So, equipable has this. Placeable now has this. Okay. And then on our player. Whoops. Now we need to go to our input actions. Player. Pass the player in. Right here, player, player. We're just going to pass this in. Okay, let's see what breaks. Nice. Nice. Okay. You know, we just keep making progress. Good progress, too. Placeables working. Okay, now we can make some other placeables. Actually, let's real quick look at our fire pit, make sure that nothing broke. Collision shape doesn't have one. Inventory doesn't have one. Item it does. Interactable type that. Placeable. Equipable placeable. Okay. Let's see what happens when I pick it up. See if anything breaks. Okay, the fire stays on, but I can place it. Okay. Oh, that's a annoying thing. When I pick it up again, this is still active. So let's do current active. I think it's current active hotbar index. I think it's in our player input actions. Left click.